everybody, Coach Isaac here. Today we're going to be learning one of our awesome alpha ninja moves, the Q-step. The Q-step is all about going across lots of different sloped platforms from one side to the other. This is a classic move from the Ninja Warrior show, usually one of the first obstacles in the course, and they have to go across these platforms, across the water without falling in. And it's a really good one for testing our aim with our feet and staying nice and strong on some surfaces that aren't always flat. So we're gonna have a go trying our Q-steps today and learning how to do them. Some really important hazards or safety things we need to go over before we start practicing our Q-step is, first off, making sure that we are stepping in the correct spot on the box. If we're using our Tetris boxes here at Risky Kids, if we step too close to the top, you can see the box can wobble. So usually we'll have most boxes braced against the wall, but not all of them will be like that. So we need to make sure we're stepping right in the middle of the box or a little bit lower, not right at the top. Some other things as well is to make sure that we're going one person at a time, just going in one single direction, and make sure you're aware of where you need to land if you need to jump down, because there will be other boxes and equipment nearby. So there's a few things to be aware of. Now, to get into the Q-steps, we're going to start off by going from one to the other, starting on the lower level here if we're not quite ready to go up higher yet. So we can go across those lower levels, or we can start by climbing across them, turning around, jumping across, and then as we get better at it and we get more confident, we can start jumping across with our feet slowly until we get a lot better at going 1 foot on the boxes at a time. So there's lots of different levels that you can go through. It's just really important that if a box is on the right side, we use our right foot, and if a box is on the left side, we use our left foot. And so we go out, and we're not crossing our legs across. So out to that side, and pick some different levels to work through. Working towards a safe level of our Q-steps, we can start with some even lower platforms to the ground, just like these triangles I've got here. And if you're still getting the hang of it, or this is your first time trying it, it might just look like this to start off with, just jumping slowly from side to side, practicing kicking each foot out to the side as we go. And then as we start to get better at it, we can start doing it a little speedier. But it's important, if we want our safe Q-steps, we can make sure we're landing nice and safely on each obstacle as well. When we're going for a stronger Q-step though, this is where we're starting to put in a little bit more speed and going a little bit faster across the Q-steps, going just 1 foot on each of them, maybe even doing some challenges at the end as well, or putting it into a bit more of a ninja course. So that's something to talk to your coach about if you're working towards your power up. A good mindset to use practicing the Q-step is be aware. This is all about watching out around us and knowing how fast or how slow to go. So we're being aware of especially where we're putting our feet when we do our Q-steps, so they're not putting them too high. We're being aware of how fast we're going so that we can control that. We also want to be aware of around us, or if someone else is in the Q-step course, we should just maybe wait our go before we go and crash into the back of them. So make sure we're being aware, excellent mindset to use in the Q-steps. Some common mistakes you might encounter when practicing the Q-steps could include going too slowly, and you're trying to go 1 foot on each, but if you go too slowly, you're not gonna have enough speed to get to the next box. And another one might be what I mentioned earlier with crossing your legs over and going with the opposite foot, because then we have to turn around even more, and it makes it a lot harder to get across all of the Q-steps if we're crossing our legs over to the other side. So those are 2 things to watch out for, and go back to those tips if you need some extra help. The awesome challenge you can try here at Risky Kids with your Q-steps is called pizza delivery. You can ask your coach to get you a cone or a triangle here. You can balance it with your fingertips as you do your Q-steps and try not to drop it. So you're delivering that pizza. If you make it harder, you can do, I don't know, maybe 3 fingers and try and deliver the pizza without dropping it. So this is practicing our control over our Q-steps and balance as we do it. For a challenge outside of Risky Kids, see if you can find somewhere with some natural obstacles like some rocks or logs and boulders where you can jump across different surfaces that have a bit of a slope or aren't really flat. So there's some challenges that you can try either at Risky Kids or outside. So that is our alpha ninja move, the Q-steps, all about jumping across some different sloped surfaces from side to side, just like the obstacle from Ninja Warrior. I hope you had fun learning how to do it today, and have fun with those challenges as well. I know it's especially a hard challenge sometimes to find some spots outside to try the Q-steps. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Risky Kids rule!